Hello all, welcome back to the next one. In this one we'll see at the rate before test and at the rate after test annotations. So let me bring up Eclipse, and we have created couple of classes here. So basically we created two test classes in at the rate before suite annotation lecture. So testng test class 2 and testng test class 1. They have their own at the rate before and after class methods, at the rate before and after method, and couple of test methods inside them. So they both have the same configuration, and then they both extend the base test suite. This is the one that we created, and we implemented before suite and after suite in this class, right? And then we created a regression suite.xml, but I copied it to regression test.xml. It's exactly the same. I copied it and I created a new file here because I'm going to make some changes. So suite we understand now. Now inside a test suite there can be multiple test classes, as we understand. There is one more concept of test in testng, right? This is a test tag. In fact, this test tag consists of classes inside it, right? So which means that we can have multiple test tags inside a testng suite. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna copy this here. So now we have two test tags here, and let me just name it as application test 1, application test 2, and that's about it. Maybe let's just remove this, or maybe just let it be. So now we have two test tags here, and we have two test classes inside each test tag, and it's not necessary to have the same classes. I'm just copying it same here. I can actually remove the first one from this tag here and remove the second one from here. So it depends on our configuration. Usually we will have different tests for different configuration. Most likely we may run same test classes in both the test tags depending on different configurations. We might have different classes also in different test tags. This could be a smoke test and this could be a regression test, and the suite is the complete suite. So currently I have named it as regression test suite. I can say it as like complete test suite, and this one can be regression, and the first test tag could be smoke test. So they can have different test classes also, and they can have same test classes also. It completely depends on what we are trying to run as a part of our automation framework. But leaving that aside, if we have multiple test tags, then we might have a need to actually create some functionality which is common to both the test tags, right? And we want that functionality to execute before the test tag starts and after the test tag ends, and same thing for every test tag. So it can have like multiple test tags here. This XML file, it can have multiple test tags here. So to implement those kind of common functionality, we may need one more kind of annotation which is already existing in testng, and it's known as at the rate before test and after test. So since it's again a kind of a common functionality, we prefer to implement it in the base test suite. We can implement it in separate classes also, but obviously it does not make a lot of sense because this is something which is common to a test tag, not common to class, right? So, sorry, not specific to class. If there's something specific to a test class, then it makes sense to put it inside the test class. But if it's something common and it can span over multiple classes, then obviously it makes sense to put it in some common location. And for us, the common location is our base test suite because all our test classes are extending this. So basically everything inherits from this base test suite, so we can implement the common stuff here. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna copy these two, so I can actually just write it here, and I will change the name. So I'll call it as before test, and I'll change it as after test, and I'll change this here also. and then I'll change the annotation. So annotation is something I want to show you. So I'm leaving before, and then I'm gonna hit control space. It should show me all the options. So we're gonna pick before test, and please always make sure that it shows from org.testng.annotations. If you have JUnit also jar file, JUnit jar files added to your project, don't be misguided by that. Always make sure you have correct annotation. So I'm gonna do the same thing for after test also. So after test, and this is all done. So now what we have here is before class, before test, after test, and before suite, after suite. What I actually wanna do here is reduce the number of methods maybe, or you know what, let it be, let them be lot of methods. Maybe I would just delete these slash n's because it creates a lot of new lines. Somehow I feel like it's not needed to have all those new lines. So we'll have a cleaner output. So it's just a little easy for you guys to see because now we have too many things. So now here, I'm just gonna run this XML file, regression dash test.xml. And if I right click, run as always, one more thing guys. So you cannot use these before test and before suite, especially these two, before test and before suite, after test and after suite. These annotations with just directly with the test classes. You cannot run them by right click and run as testng test. They always have to be used when you're using the XML file, because it'll always be in effect when we are running testng as a suite. So right click, run as testng suite, and we'll see the output. So what happens here? First, base test suite, before suite was run, and then before test was run, and then before class was run from base test suite. So now you see the order: before suite because suite is the parent, and then before test, and then before class. So it's hierarchical right now. Then the methods were run from specific classes. So test class 1 before class, and then before method, test method. Obviously there will be after method after the test method, and then before test method 2 starts, there will be before method, test method 2, after method, and after class from the test class 1. Then from base test suite, after class is executed, and then after test is executed. Point to be noted here is after suite is not executed because it will be run after everything is done, right? Now again, before test is executed, before class, and then same thing happened to test class 2. Test class 2 specific methods are executed, and then after class is executed from base test suite, then base test suite after test, and then finally only once base test suite after suite method is executed. So we can see we have total test as 4 because obviously we only had 4 test methods, and this counts the test methods. And we can see the result here. Both the tests are executed. Now you can see that it is showing, other than classes, it is showing 2 different tests: application test 1 and application test 2. And that's what we have here, right? So that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to show you. I wanted to cover that we can have before test and after test also for test tags inside our XML files. That's about it. Please practice and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.